makes most women start a business? Is it passion, money, or freedom? Welcome to Female Founders, the podcast that takes you behind the scene with women who are founders and CEOs to help you start and scale a successful business of your own. I am your host, Nagelia de Ravin. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Female Founders. In this episode, we are going to have a conversation with a successful female founder. Her name is Jennifer Dunn, founder and CEO of Jennifer Dunn Coaching and Consultant, and the creator of Best Planner Ever. Jennifer Dunn is a business coach with an entrepreneurship mindset from childhood. Her entrepreneurship journey started at 8 years old by selling apples from her grandparents' apple tree. If you are looking to grow and scale your business, you want to listen to this conversation. Hi Jennifer, thank you for being here with us today. I am so excited to learn everything about you pretty much because a lot of your stories are kind of like I can relate to them a little bit, especially when you start talking about your grandfather. It's kind of like, oh my God, this is so cool. So you started selling apple from your grandfather apple tree by the age of 8 years old, which is amazing. I'm curious to know the backstory from working for the governor of Florida to IMB to what brought you to like the career path you are in right now? I'm just curious.
Yeah, that's such a great question. And so when I was 8 years old, my grandfather was a chiropractor. And so I would spend summers with my grandparents, and their chiropractic office was attached to the home. So it was right there. So we were all in there and we would see patients coming into the office. And I always thought that was so cool to have like your profession and your home so beautifully intertwined with each other. And I remember one day there was an apple tree in the front yard, and I just was like, there's an apple tree. There's apples going to waste on the ground. There are patients all day walking in and out of this office. And that's where I was just like, I think I'm going to do an apple stand. And, and somebody had said, well, maybe you should do a lemonade stand because that's what kids do. And I was just like, no, a lemonade stand is so yesterday. I'm not doing that. I'm doing my apple stand. And so I did the apple stand. And I still to this day remember like holding those shiny quarters in my hand. And I was just so amazed at this concept that you could have an idea and you could take some action and you could turn it into money in your hand. Like that to me was just like really, really cool that you can do that. And so I think I kind of fell in love with that entrepreneurial spirit from a very, very early age. And even then, as I grew up and worked for my grandparents in their chiropractic office over the summers. In high school, I had a cake decorating business. Of course, I did, babysitting and things like this. I worked in a print shop and did typesetting years ago when word processing was like brand new on the scene. So I've always kind of had jobs and worked and just loved this idea of earning money so that I could go out into the life and do whatever I wanted to do. And so it wasn't until I was 23 that I actually started my first kind of official company. And that was a software company that I started and grew from absolutely nothing. And I actually grew that to 7 figures. And so really my path kind of started young. That backstory was really, I believe, seeing the example that my grandparents set, that you could have a profession, you could have a life, you could have those things intertwined. And actually these days right now in my coaching practice, I work from home. So I can be with my kids. And I know that really has come from the example that I saw as a child with my grandparents.
Absolutely. And I can relate to it because I went through the same kind of thing, except for me, I used to sell my food in school. I don't eat my lunch and I'll just sell it in school. But it was kind of funny when I'm like, oh my goodness, she did that. It's just amazing that we actually take the good part of even the grandparents and then continue it to the next generation, be able to be with the family. I think for me, it's a great thing. One of my main reasons of Wormel was I wanted to be with my son. I didn't want to leave my newborn and then start flying and start working and then come home 3-4 weeks later. And you miss a lot. So yeah. I do understand your point of view and where all of it started, but also it's kind of like you have that business mindset as a child. Yes. So it's like you have it for a very long time. It's just who you are.
Yeah.
So what does Jennifer Dunn coaching and consultant do? What does it deliver and how?
Yeah. And so I started my business coaching practice, and it's about 10 years ago. And it's a funny story because I had been in corporate and I left corporate. I just didn't resonate with it any longer. When you've gone from being a business owner and then you go back into corporate and you're just like, I can't do this anymore. And so I kind of went back out on my own and was like, okay, what am I going to do now? And I was really trying to figure it out. And so I started hiring myself out as a marketing consultant. And one of my first clients was an intuitive woman. And so we were on the phone one day talking about our marketing copy. And she just kind of spontaneously started giving me this reading. And she was like, Jennifer, I see you in the future as a business coach. You should immediately rebrand yourself as a business coach. I see big money in it for you. And at the time, I was just like, okay. And then this woman ended up like not paying her bill. And so I'm just like, I am not listening to you. Like you stood me up on all the good work I did for you and you didn't pay your bill. I'm not listening to you. And at the time I remember thinking like, why would I want to be a business coach? Like, why would anybody like, it just completely was not on my radar. And so I'd actually gone through a divorce. I met and married a new man. I remarried and we moved up to New York and I didn't know anybody. And so I'd gone to a networking meeting and I met the founder of this it was actually an international network of women entrepreneurs. And her and I struck up a conversation. And a few weeks later, she called me and she actually offered me a position. And it was perfect because I was really trying to figure out what in the world do I even want to do with my career right now. And so I came into their organization. I eventually became the president. I tripled their revenues while I was there. And I was really doing their masterminding and their accountability circles. But what was really happening is I was coaching. That's what was happening. And I didn't even realize that's what was happening because I had come into this organization and I had grown 2 7-figure businesses, one on my own and one in corporate. And I didn't even realize that I had all this great experience. And so I started mentoring these women on growing all their businesses because it was a national network of women entrepreneurs. And that's what I was doing is I was coaching and I just found this love of coaching. And that's really what kind of gave me the courage to step out on my own, to start my own coaching practice. And I've been going strong for about a decade now. And last year, what I decided to add the consulting piece because I really only just been coaching. But I saw so many of my business owner clients were really struggling in their marketing, which as a business owner, it's a very common thing. Like our marketing is key to our growth and being able to really build that business. But there's so many different complexities. When you look at your marketing, there's all these different pieces and getting them to all fit together and really run like a machine can be very difficult. And so I saw my clients struggling with this. I saw myself like in my own business, like my own marketing. It was just like, oh my gosh, like I would hire an agency. They said they could do all this great stuff. They wouldn't do it. You'd waste all this money. It was just so frustrating. And so last year, I started my own in-house marketing agency and just said, all right, I'm done with all these other companies and people. I started my own and it's been going like gangbusters of just being able to now deliver those marketing services that previously we'd just been coaching on. So that's kind of what I've been up to. I'm still coaching and that's all going strong, but now we've got the in-house marketing agency, which is pretty exciting.
So the consultant part is just doing marketing, and the coaching part is just stay coaching. So, for example, if a client, you coaching a client, so if you feel like that client might need a consultant, so you will that will be something totally different from the two.
Yeah, absolutely. So when we're coaching, we say to our clients, hey, they're coming to us, they're asking for coaching around their marketing, and we're coaching them on all kinds of other things, profitability, cash flow, building their teams, HR, all the different things that are involved in a business. But when it comes to marketing, if they need help, they can go hire a marketing agency and we'll coach them through that process too, or they can hire us. So they just get an option of, well, what do you want to do? You can hire somebody else or you can hire us. Honestly, I don't care. I just want whatever's best for the client. But if they've been burned and they don't have an agency and they do need that help, we're right there to step in to help them.
I think one of the good things is that it's a one-stop shop. So you pretty much get everything right there, and then you only used to your coach, so you only know who to call when things
Right.
need help.
Right.
So I guess it's the best way to go. For me, that's what I would
Exactly.
have done.
Yeah.
So now let's talk something about something interesting I was reading about you. So I find super cool, and I can't wait to get myself one of them. Actually, you are also the creator of the best planner ever. What is it exactly? Because I'm just like, when I see it, I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
So the best planner ever is a daily planner that I created. Gosh, I think I launched the first one in 2015. And what happened was that after I had left the women's networking company, they actually had a planner, and then I had to use it when I was there because I was like the president of the company. So I had to use their planner. But it honestly didn't work that great for me. And so I'd left the company and I'm sitting and I'm looking at my desk and I'm seeing all these different pieces. And it's like, I need to time block. I need to do my vision. I need my goals. I need all my inspirational quotes. Like, I need all these things, but I couldn't find it in one planner. And so I just one day said, all right, I'm going to create this. And so I sat down, I just started lining it all out. I started using it for myself, and I was loving the results that I was getting. And so I said to my husband one day, I'm like, honey, this is the best planner ever. And he's like, it is? I'm like, yes, it is. And then I was like, I'm going to call it that. He's like, you are? I'm like, yes, I am. And then I looked it up online and the domain was available. And I was like, done. So I got the domain, and that's what I've been calling it ever since, is best planner ever. And so I loved it so much that I started using it with my coaching clients. They started getting great results. And so that's where it kind of stepped out and became its own little entity.
Yes, it is, and it's amazing. But is it like almost like a book, or is it like
Yes.
something you go?
It is actually, I have mine on my desk, which I always have at all times. And so it is actually a book with
Oh,
tabs and
yeah.
a full page. And so you get a full page to plan every day. There are affirmations built in. I use a very simple system for prioritizing what your most important action steps are. I've built self care in because as a business owner, I'll forget to take care of myself. And so all of those things that we face, I've built all of that into one page. So you get a full page to plan your entire day. But yeah, it's a paper planner.
I love it. So another question I have for you, I was reading not too long ago, according to a report that I was reading, 26% of women and 21% of men feel that they are always rushed. So has it always been this way? But what, according to you, do you feel that people always in a rush? Why do you think, as a business coach, why do you feel like people always in a rush?
Well, I can speak to that personally for myself and for my clients, at least as business owners. We always have these amazing ideas, and we don't tend to be the most patient people. And so we have these ideas, we want them to like manifest and happen yesterday. And I think that's where some of that rush comes from, is that we're always trying to just get these ideas out, get that work done, grow it, magnify it, scale it, put out this fire. And I think that is where some of that rush comes from. And I just, even with my clients, I see this all the time. And it's one of the things that we coach on. And it's one of the things that my coaches coach me on, is reminding me, right, to slow down. I literally have a sticky note on my monitor and it says patience, because it's just the one thing I feel like a lot of times business owners, we're not the most patient people. We like want to get it done like right now, which causes that rush, 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 push, drive. The problem though is that it can really lead to burnout. It can lead to overwhelm, exhaustion. So there are definitely some good reasons to slow down a bit, to have some patience. But yeah, I don't know. It just tends to be a trait, I think, of business owners, that we're all just like, get it done yesterday.
So, as a coach, how do you feel? Well, let's go back. What do you think is the best way to actually get someone to slow down? To actually like, no, take your time to do this the proper way.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, sometimes what ends up happening is that the business owner, and I coach a lot of people on this, is that they do start feeling burned out. They do start really, they have a health crisis or a diagnosis, and it's like, hey, this is really kind of coming from stress. And so, or a relationship is maybe suffering where, my wife's leaving me, my husband's leaving me, and it's because they say, I work too much. So often what happens is something bad. a relationship, a health, something bad has happened where the business owner now says, okay, I see that I really do have to change. And that's often a catalyst for really looking at it, bringing some awareness around it. The other thing that can happen too, though, is that as you're growing your business, like you're going to get in different stages, and at certain stages, you can't operate the way, what got you to six figures is not going to be what gets you to seven figures. And so sometimes the other real catalyst for change there is like, oh, when you start to realize, oh, I really can't get to the next level unless I change how I'm working, I change how I'm thinking.
Absolutely. And do you think that since it can harm our productivity, our health, your happiness, the home, everything? So, what advice would you give to someone to actually learn to slow down to stop all these things from happening in their life?
Yeah, my brand is about the short version is serve without sacrifice. We want to serve through our businesses and we want to do that at our highest and best level, but we want to do it without sacrificing our soul, our sanity, our life, those things that really, really matter. And so that really is what we teach all of our business owners. I've been a business coach for a lot of years, but I've always brought the life piece into it, and I never wanted to let that go because it really is about the whole person. And so when we talk about like, well, what's the first step? The first step is in getting really crystal clear on, well, what do you want your life to look like? Do you want to be hurried and rushed all the time? Or do you want to be patient? Do you want to be methodical? Like what do you actually want your life to look like? Because you can totally be anything that you want to be. And so if you want to be hurried and stressed and rushed all the time, okay, go for it. But if you don't, now maybe, okay, then let's start to look at what mindset do you need to be in? Because often our mindset is controlling. We're not in the mindset of being a person who goes slow. We're in the mindset of being somebody who's rushed and stressed and pressed and driving. And so if we want to change this, we really have to start getting into the mindset of somebody who is more patient, who goes at a slower pace, who takes the time for themselves, who does the self-care, who sets the boundaries, whatever that happens to be for you.
And that is something you actually can help your clients to walk through that and to slow down and help them to get to a level where they can enjoy what they do and enjoy also around them.
Absolutely. What's the point? Right? What's the point? If you work yourself into the ground and you do great things in your business, but your personal life, your health is suffering, what's the point? Anybody who's had any kind of a health diagnosis or lost their health knows it's everything. And it's just sometimes we need a little wake up call because until we've, had that wake up call or had a situation where we start to really see, oh, wait a second, without my health, I can't do anything. These things are really important. They're definitely worth taking care of because a business is a business and it does good things, but without our health, our relationships, our love, our, vacations, our experiences, all of those things, what does it really matter?
Absolutely. And what is let's talk about your program, the coaching program.
Mhm.
What is the program that you have that can help business owners out there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have three different private coaching options. And so the first one is our group coaching, where we do an open coaching call every week. So I have a team of I think five other coaches. There's five or six of us. I can't remember. Other coaches and myself. And so you can come into open coaching every week where you can ask any question. We have these broken down by coach and by topic. So if you're having a money question, you might go see Coach Kim. If you're having a
Oh,
health question, you can go work with Coach Alicia. Strategy and goals, we have Coach Brian. And so all of our different coaches are available every week so that business owners, right? Because we're impatient. We don't want them having to wait a long time to get help and answers. And so every week we have open coaching calls they can come in on. And then you can also have private time with either any of our coaches or myself. And so we have three basic packages where they can either have, a little bit of private and open coaching, more private coaching, or private coaching directly with me. Yeah. So the clients can really kind of choose which coaching package works for them. One of the things that we do that I think is very different is that we don't do long-term contracts. All of our coaching is month to month as necessary because a long time ago, I was just like, look, I want my clients working with us because they're getting value and they're happy and they want to be here, not because we've locked them into a contract. So that is something a little unique. I know a lot of coach and great. If for your practice you want a long-term contract, great, but that's not how we roll. So we do a month to month, and we have a lot of clients who stay with us for years, but they stay with us because they're getting value and they're having a great experience.
It's not just unique, it's different in many different ways. Because every time I talk with business coach, a health coach, or whatever type of coach I'm talking, it's always like, yes, I'm going to send you a contract. And when I read the contract, it's like, I'm stuck with you for 12 months. Huh?
Right.
What about if I don't like you after the first 2 months?
That's right.
So it's different. And I love that because people are there not because they, like you said, they stuck into, oh, I have 12 months, I might as well just stay there. They're there because you actually giving them your all, and they know that you are there for them. So it's not about the money, it's about seeing them succeed, because when they succeed, you succeed. So
absolutely,
I like that.
Absolutely. We have in our company, we have a non-monetary measure of success. So we look at our clients and their goals, and if we're helping our clients meet their goals a certain percentage of the time, we know that we're succeeding. And so that's really what I want my team focused on. It's not that we don't pay attention to the money or we don't have a revenue goal. We do, of course. Like we pay attention to the money, but I wouldn't say that we're money driven. We're driven by helping our clients achieve their dreams. And the way that we do that is by providing that value. And when we provide the value, the money comes.
Absolutely. And then the other thing I like about your everything you do as well is the fact that, like you said, they have access to all type of different coaches.
Mm-hmm.
You don't find that everywhere. It's like you have a one price, and you have access to all these people knowledge. And trust me, knowledge is very important in this world.
Yeah.
And since one person cannot have all the knowledge in the world, so having a team that can give you all that knowledge, it's valuable. So I love it.
It's so valuable. And as business owners, like we're a whole person and we have a whole life. And I've had clients come to me who said, their business coach wouldn't talk to them about anything personally. Or they said, you got to sit in your chair and suffer. I was like, what? No, 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 no. So, some weeks you might need the health coach. Other weeks we have a life coach too. You might need the life coach. Some weeks it might be, I'm really focused on this quarter, our money and our profitability. And so that's why we do have the different coaches in the different areas, because we have a lot going on as business owners. And so we want to make sure that we're supporting our clients in all the possible areas that they could need support.
Absolutely. So how important is mindfulness for you?
It's everything. At the end of the day, it's always about mindset. Truly. Like people say this, but everything comes back to mindset. And if you don't have the right mindset, you're going to struggle. And it can be a struggle to change your mindset. But at the end of the day, that's really where it starts and ends, is it's really all about mindset.
And do you have some sort of tools for it for your clients?
Yeah, I mean, as far as coaching, I would say that we end up coaching on mindset more often than anything else, because you come in and you're like, hey, we're not profitable. Okay, well, you're not in the mindset of a profitable business owner. We've got to get you into that mindset. And once we get you into that mindset, then you're going to take the steps that you need to take. If you're not taking care of your health, you're in the mindset of a person who isn't healthy. So really and truly, it always starts with mindset. And if you can get into the right mindset, most business owners are action oriented. In fact, sometimes they're so action oriented, they're just busy, busy, busy all the time. But we have to look at that mindset first, because that truly is what's driving those actions. And so if we want somebody to take different actions, we're going to help them have a different mindset. So the way that we do that is through our coaching. We do training sessions. I have a membership called Goal Achievers. And Goal Achievers is the content in the community. So it's a Facebook group, a private Facebook group where people can put questions in, get the support they need. And then all of our training sessions are in there too. Because at the end of the day, it's really you, and you need to develop you. And so developing your own skill set, your own mindset is just vitally, vitally important.
Yes. And then when they sign up for you, automatically they have access to that Facebook group to be able to communicate and network
Yeah.
with other people as well.
Yeah, so our goal achievers is basically we have our best planner ever. You can buy a planner. If you want to step it up a little bit, you can join Goal Achievers. It's for business owners. That's our content and our community. If you want to go a step up from there, you can go into actual business coaching with us, and that can be in the group or the private format. So, and then at the very top, we also just we're doing a retreat this year. We're it's looking pretty
Ooh.
good, and so I'm thinking it's going to be something that we keep year after year, but what we're doing is we're combining business coaching with a Spartan race. And a Spartan, for those of you who don't know, is it's called obstacle course racing. And so it's not that you're really racing. I don't race. I'm not competitive. People are. I'm not. But it's distance over terrain. And then they have obstacles that you have to also encounter. So if you kind of think of like a mud run, but it's on supercharged, that would be a Spartan race. And so we're combining business coaching with a physical challenge because when you can overcome a physical challenge, it changes your mindset and you bring that mindset then back into your business. So that's our latest and greatest. It's called our Unbreakable Retreat, and we're doing our first one in May in Montana. So pretty excited about that.
So do you always just come up with idea that just do not exist in this world?
Yes, actually. It's funny because that idea came from last year. I started doing Spartan races. And so my sister was really into them, and I had never done one. And so I said, okay, I'm going to try to do 3 last year. And I loved them so much. I ended up doing 12. And while I was doing these 12 races through the course of a year, my business revenues 2.5 times multiplied by 2.5 times.
Hmm.
So my business more than doubled. It almost tripled. And I was like, wait a second, what the heck happened here? And I realized it was doing this physical challenge, changing my own mindset. I brought that mindset into my business and I didn't even realize it was happening. And then I'm like, holy crap, this is fantastic. So that's where the idea, I was like, I'm doing this for myself. I want to do this for other business owners. So that's where the idea really kind of came from, was my own personal experience. And I'm just so excited because I just so want to share how fantastic this stuff is and how much it can affect not just your business, but really your whole life.
And can anyone join that retreat, or is it just for your client?
Oh no, it's anyone. So it's generally, this one in May is for female business owners. We're going to do another one for men because men need support too. And so we're looking at doing another one for men in the second half of the year. And we're actually already starting to fill up our second women's retreat, probably sometime in October. Because we've been getting so many people who, if they can't come to the May, want to come to the October one. But no, it's open for any business owners that want to attend, as long as you don't bring drama. That's our only rule: no drama. This is
Drama.
a fun time for amazing people to come together, inspire each other, work together, work on our businesses, get reconnected to ourselves, be out in nature, and then do a physical challenge together.
Ah, oh yes, that's gonna be very. I can imagine it trying to put the two together, and
Yeah,
then it's a whole different thing that's unique. I haven't done that before. I never thought of that. It's like
right.
wow.
Yeah.
So how many days is going the retreat will be?
So the retreat is 4 full days. So everybody travels in on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We have workshop sessions, coaching around the business, your vision, getting clear, eliminating blocks, mindset, all of those things. And then on the last day, which is Sunday, that's the day that we go out and we do the Spartan race together. And then everybody leaves on Monday. So it's 4 full days.
Okay, there's a lot to learn. Yeah, four
Yeah.
full days to learn a lot of things.
Lot of things. And our goal is
Yes.
to help everybody who attends to really walk away with clarity, help them really connect to themselves, but also help them to really clear those obstacles that are getting in their way, and give them real tools for clearing this stuff out. And my personal goal is everybody who attends this retreat has like a life-changing aha. That's my personal goal I've set, that at least once you're going to have a life-changing aha through those 4 days.
And you yourself and all of the other coaches that works with you will be there too, so they will have access to all of them at once.
Yeah, so for this retreat, there'll be four coaches and one recreational therapist. So yeah, and we've limited the size, so it's only for 8 women. And yeah, so there'll be 8 women and 5 of us. So lots of personalized attention and coaching and help and support.
Yes, it's not a lot of. I love the way you're doing it because it's not a lot of people, and they have the chance for them to get all the information that they need, all the attention they need, and all the support they will need. I like it. Just 8 people.
Exactly. We wanted a close, intimate group. We didn't want it to be so large that we start to lose the connection. And then the other thing we're doing, because most of these women have never done a Spartan race, is we have our health coaching call every Thursday. So all the women who are coming to the retreat are coming to our Thursday call so that they're all getting to know each other. Our health coach is working out a fitness plan for them. I'm like, how to prepare for this, how to get in shape for this. So it's kind of great because it's like now you have a goal that you're shooting for, which is a nice incentive as far as whatever or whatever your fitness goals are to help you kind of get closer to those fitness goals. So it's really great, even though the retreat has not happened until May. Everybody is meeting and connecting and getting to know each other every week. So it's been really lovely. So that way, when you get to the retreat, you're not feeling like you don't know anybody.
So if I'm thinking about it now, it sounds like it's already sold out pretty much.
We have like 2 spots left. So we have
That much.
6 that are sold and 2 left. So I'm sure it's going to fill out pretty soon, but it is, right now we
Yes.
have 2 spots open.
And if someone wanted to sign up, even not for this for May, for the one in October, they will just go to your website and find the link for it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we can put you on our waiting list to be notified. And it's looking like we're feeling pretty good that we're going to do one in October, probably on the East Coast, because this one is in Montana on the West Coast. So probably we'll do one in October. We're thinking the New Jersey tri-state area. There's a great race in New Jersey, actually, up in the mountains, which is really fun. So anyway, but yeah, you could just get on the waiting list to be notified.
Okay. So from your grandfather apple tree creating a stand for apple tree, which is completely different because I always heard we have to have lemonade. We need to sell the lemonade or
Right,
cookies.
right.
So from working to with a big corporation to working to taking an organization as a president to making way more money than they were making, to starting your own business, to creating the best planner ever. Now you have a great reach with which is sound amazing that's going to help a lot of women. Would you say that your success is based on luck? Absolutely, and that's what makes you successful. So what is next for you, for the company, for you? What's next?
Right now, what's next is to develop what we have. We've been building for many, many years. And so I actually was sharing this with my team a few weeks ago. It's like, all right, guys, this is it. Like, this is the model. These are the pieces. This is what we have. It's all very good. And our goal, at least right now for the next few years, is just to build what we have. And make this retreat amazing and do more of them and continue coaching and providing the best value we can and always up leveling our marketing services. So that's really our focus right now, is just being the best at what we've carved out. And we're not looking to add any more things right now.
I think you guys are already creating a lot of great things. But you know what? I will not be surprised when you put the next best thing out there, because I know it will come up.
It will. It will.
It will come up. So what's your advice for female founders who are starting out?
Get help. Really. Like I spent so many years with my own ego thinking I had to figure it out myself. People would think bad of me if I said I didn't know how. And back when I started, like we didn't have the resources that we have right now. I have 2 coaches that I work with because you need help. Like work with people who are further along than you. They're gonna shorten that journey. They're gonna shorten your curve. And go into it with an open mindset. Be willing to be coached. That would be my very, very best advice. Don't try to do it all by yourself. Don't think you have all the answers. All the problems have been solved. You just got to work with people who know what those solutions are.
And I cannot say you are wrong, because you are not. I tried doing it all by myself and it didn't work out. And at the end, I'm like, okay, I need help.
Yes.
Help, please. Anyone, just help me.
Right.
Anything else you would like to share with us before I let you go?
I don't think so. Just, if you're listening to today's show, just know that you can do it. Like, I know I've been in my life so many times where I was down or I didn't understand or I was really frustrated. And I just want to say, you absolutely can do it. You can do it. Believe in yourself, get the help that you need. And if it's in your heart, make it happen. Go after it.
Absolutely. And thank you so much, Jennifer, for taking the time to be with us today and for sharing all the great work you are doing and helping women. And I love seeing women helping other women. It's just amazes me. We need that, because we need to make a change in this world. And women like yourself standing say, hey, I'm going to change that. It's meaning a lot to us.
Yeah, we really do. Like just women, girls, we're here to help each other. We're not here to hate on each other. And it's just, not all of us were raised. I know I certainly wasn't with that idea. And we think that we have to compete or be better. And it's not true. We need to love and help each other as much as we can.
Absolutely. There's enough in this world for all of us.
That's right.
Another great conversation with a successful female founder. The things we do and learn from our childhood can help us to adulthood. Jennifer is an excellent example of that. As entrepreneurs, we must find balance and support to continue growing. Jennifer is a successful entrepreneur who can help you achieve your goals fast and easy. Thank you, Jennifer, for taking the time to have this conversation with me, and thank you for listening to this week's episode. Let me know your thoughts about this episode and what you are using to plan your goals. To learn more about Jennifer Dunn and Jennifer Dunn Coaching and Consultant, visit www.jenniferduncoaching.com. To grab a copy of her Best Planner Ever, please visit www.bestplannerever.com. Thank you for listening to Female Founders Podcast. That's it for this week's episode. Be sure to follow us on your favorite podcast app or connect with us on womel.com so that you don't miss our next episode. See you next time. Bye for now.